This week on Silver Screen, we'll explain what's up with the Wi-Fi, share details about the closing of our local library, and say farewell to some teachers at Dutch Fork.
Good afternoon, Dutch Fork. Today is Friday, May the 12th, and your Silver Screen report starts now.
If you use a personal device to access the internet at school, you may have noticed that you can't connect anymore. Here's Todd Whittington with the story.
Students who use personal devices in the classroom experienced difficulties this week as they were kicked off the school Wi-Fi.
Well, I use my iPad for Google Classroom, and also I use online textbooks instead of bringing my textbooks to school, so that actually really affects me.
It affects me because I can't use my iPad at all really now, because obviously it doesn't work. So I just think it defeats the purpose if they want everybody to use an iPad.
We are concerned with the impact it might have on our students that bring their own devices. It's unfortunate that our Wi-Fi is in such a situation that they feel like they have to turn it off to make sure that online testing goes efficiently.
This event follows a plethora of network issues throughout the year.
The district was concerned that with the issues we've been having with Wi-Fi over the last several months would continue during end-of-course testing. And so out of an abundance of caution, they decided to block non-registered devices from using the network during testing, just to make sure that all bandwidth could be devoted to the testing environment.
The district hopes to implement new Wi-Fi servers over the summer.
I don't have any specifics about what's happening with the network for next year, other than I do know that Technology Services is working to make some major improvements to the network over the summer.
They should have a separate system that can actually still work, because again, them not having a system that works for people that have their own iPads it's just not working.
This has been Todd Whittington with your Silver Screen report.
The SAT word of the week is constrain, a verb meaning to forcibly restrict.
Hey bookworms, listen up. The Richland Library branch in Ballantyne closes tomorrow for good. Here's Bailey Hunter with a look at the closing and the future of the new local library.
The Richland County Public Library in Ballantyne won't be the same after Saturday, as they close the doors for good and transition to a new location near Walmart.
I think we're really well prepared. We're going to close down at 6, and so that'll be the end of this era. But we're ready to go into the next phase, into the new library.
I understand the library is going to be closed starting Saturday, and it needs to be done to move the books from one library to the other and get the other library up and running.
With no library in the Ballantyne area, receiving various forms of media will be difficult for regular visitors.
Any other libraries that are open, they can send their requests there and pick them up at those locations, because we will be open for requests only the next week.
Well, that's gonna make things tough, because since the Ballantyne Library is closed down and the one on St. Andrews is closed down, if I want to get any books, I have to go to the main library now.
I don't think it'll affect usage at all on my part, because I know I can order a book, or I can go in beforehand, before they close, and we'll have access to the books we need for at least 2 weeks or longer, and all of this can be done online also.
Visitors expect the new location to be bigger and better than the previous location.
I'm most excited about the fact that we're finally getting a bigger library on this side of town. And like I said, that I'll be able to find more books inside the library without having to put them on hold.
The new library will be a nice addition to the community, and I'm excited to see it.
This has been Bailey Hunter with your Silver Screen report.
The theater department performs its end of the year showcase next week. For the final time, China Wallace takes the stage.
Songs, monologues, and scenes from different plays filled the theater room as Theater 4 and 5 prepare for this showcase to cap off the end of the year. The show is student-produced and student-directed, and the actors have a chance to show off their hidden acting abilities.
The point of the theater showcase is for people to just come see our Theater 4 and Theater 5 honors classes perform different songs or different scenes or monologues and just showcase the talent that is in this theater department.
They're in several plays that they have to
be a certain way, like has a certain theme, but in the showcase they get to perform something that they choose to perform, and it just shows off a wide variety of everything that they're capable of doing.
Preparations include students running group numbers in the beginning of class, then branching off to practice their parts individually so that they may advance in their skills.
I personally prepared for it by making sure I know my lines really well and getting to know my characters on a personal level.
Last year I directed the showcase, and I was like, hey, I'm going to do it again this year, but this year it's 2 different classes, so I do it during one of my senior study halls, and during the class that I do it, I have theater in. We basically have been working the group numbers at the beginning of the class, and then I send them off to do their individual pieces, or people who aren't doing individual pieces, they will help me with costumes or like the technical aspect of theater.
We, in particular, have prepared very well in just running our song and like watching different live performances of it, because there's a million different ways to block and sing different stuff with adding different emotions and whatnot. But just kind of piecing together what we think best embodies the scene that we're trying to portray.
With this showcase being the last of the year, students are excited to showcase their skills to the public.
People should come see the showcase because we want to share our talent and passion for theater with you.
People get so wrapped up in their own worlds that they don't realize what else is out there and what else other people are capable of. And I think that not only is it enjoyable and it's fun, it's also amazing in a lot of ways.
In the Dutch Fork Auditorium, May 18th at 7 p.m. Tickets are $5. This has been China Wallace with your Silver Screen Report.
One of Dutch Fork's social studies teachers got the experience of a lifetime by participating on one of America's most popular game shows. Here's Caleb Hanna with more.
After watching the show his entire life, history teacher Robert Barron was chosen to showcase his knowledge as a contestant on Jeopardy! After taking a preliminary test, Barron advanced through early rounds to earn a trip to California to film the show.
I guess several months later, I got an email back about an audition in Charleston, and that was another test, and then playing the game, kind of a mock game, where they called each of the people trying out, maybe there were about 20 of us, and they gave you buzzers, and they had a screen set up with the categories, and they were kind of, quizzing you on that. You'd have to buzz in. When I got to California, it was late at night. We had to, they picked us up to go to the studio at maybe 7:15 a.m. And so that whole day we were just at Sony Pictures Studios in the big studio where they taped Jeopardy! And for much of that day we were back in a separate room, sort of having meetings and filling out forms. And then we came out onto the set, the stage, and did a rehearsal, actually 2 or 3 rounds of rehearsal. And that was a lot of fun. That was really cool to see what the stage looked like, and to see all the cameras and lights and the control room and all the people that were involved in making the show. After the rehearsals, they started taping the shows. I think they taped 5 shows a day. And so I watched 3 shows, and then I played on the 4th show. That's when they drew my name to play. So it was pretty cool, seeing all that. So it'll air on September 28th on WOLO here in Columbia. I think it's Channel 5 on Spectrum Cable, and that'll be at 7:30, September 28th. So it should be fun to watch.
If you're interested in being on the show, visit Jeopardy.com for more information. This has been Caleb Hanna with your Silver Screen Report.
For this week's Kids in the Hall, we asked students what game show they'd like to be on.
I want to be on Wipeout because it seems fun and really competitive. It seems fun to get knocked out.
Yeah, Jeopardy! I used to watch that show all the time growing up. Very fun show to watch, very competitive in my opinion. It's a fun game to play in the classroom too.
I'd probably be on Jeopardy! Because my man Mr. Barron, he was on there. I look up to him.
If I could be on any game show, it would be Family. Because it's a very family-friendly game and it gives you like bonding time and it seems fun.
As faculty and staff prepare for the final days of the current school year, some are also packing up their classrooms for the final time. Here's Adam Amick with the story.
Next year, walking around the school, you may notice some familiar faces are missing, as 6 well-known staff members will be retiring. We caught up with them and asked them to share their favorite memories from Dutch Fork with us.
Both of my children came through Dutch Fork. And I really enjoyed being a part of this school when they were a part of the school.
I've taught wonderful people
and had great experiences. I've been invited to their weddings and seen their babies and everything. And when people want you to continue to be part of their lives, that's very special.
When I was going through a really difficult time, just the students and the staff members were just so kind and so helpful. When I lost my sister, just everybody helped me in every way they could. And so I just the way they rallied together to help me was just awesome. And then when I had breast cancer, same thing. So everyone was just so kind, unbelievably kind.
I think the Singing Valentines was a fun one because we spent the day all together, the entire day, like a field trip, and had a lot of fun together. Just after we would sing, we'd come and hang out in class. So it was fun getting to know the kids that way.
Some of my favorites are graduation every year. I started working at graduation a couple of years back, and it does bring the whole experience full circle to see the students that you weren't sure would make it. Everybody's got big smiles, and it's such a milestone for them. It's really a pleasure to be there and be part of that.
I think that one of the things that I feel really good about is that we've reached out to the students and helped them in planning their lives. And that's always our goal, to help you get over problems if you're struggling in a classroom, or if you have plans and you're not sure how to get there, to maybe help you find the way to get there.
With school coming to an end, questions arise as how the teachers will spend their new free time.
I got a real estate license back in the fall, so I'm going to play with that a little bit. And I have a large family here, so I look forward to spending time with them.
We have a place at the beach, so I'm planning on spending some time there. I love to walk, I love to read.
In the immediate future, I don't have plans for a job, but in July, I am traveling to Honduras on a mission trip. And I've always felt like being in high school with students was sort of a mission field of its own.
But my husband and I have always loved to travel.
I think I'm just going to relax a lot, and I intend to do maybe a little bit of tutoring, and other than that, maybe clean my house.
I want to travel some. I scrapbook, so I get to spend more time doing that I really love. I need to clean out my house terribly. I've had years and years of just shoving things in rooms. I have 2 grandchildren that I'm going to look forward to spending some more time with.
This has been Adam Amick with your Silver Screen Report.
Thanks, Adam. And now for some announcements. Yearbook distribution will be next Tuesday night from 6 to 9 p.m. in the small gym. You will need your ID to pick up your book. If you need someone else to pick up your book, you will need to send them with a signed note and your ID. If you do not get your book Tuesday night, you will have to wait until next Friday to pick up your book during lunch. No books will be given out between these times. All outstanding lunch debts need to be paid by today. Today is also the last day to charge your lunch. Now here's Trey with more.
Thanks, Thomas. Senior celebration will take place May 25th at 7 p.m. in the arena. Mandatory graduation practice will be held from 1 to 3 p.m. on May 30th in the arena. Seniors, check the Senior Class Google Classroom for more details. You should also have received a letter in the mail about senior dates and graduation information. See Allison Norwood in room 202 with questions. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week for our final show of the year.